Okay, I just want to get this over with. I need to document this. That means having to share some recordings. DC Camar, the Care-Co-Ordinator, whom DC Camar was the one who, from EASTBOURNE CID, who said that he would look into my partner's abuse. And he had Darren in custody. In fact, actually, I've still got the text messages. I'll play the recording of DC Camar and the Care-Co-Ordinator saying that Ebun has got the neighbour to dispose of my things, because while she was in Nigeria, DC Camar visited me in her flat and said he had Darren in custody. I had no support from domestic abuse. I've put all my trust in Darren, Ebun, and his other friend, Steve Churchill, who works at the food bank. All three of them have got possessions of mine that I trusted that they would look after them. I've still got the letter where Ebun is threatening to dispose of my things. So it's really all too much. It really is just all too much. Because something's got to give. I've been so ill that basically I've just been so ill that I just can't deal with anything anymore. I can't deal with people. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with this Care-Co-Ordinator. And all she did was get me back into this place that I was in 6 years ago. And I might just put a link in the description so you can see what I've been going through, because should anything happen to me, So, I mean, Steve Churchill, I made this for Steve Churchill. I made this. And I had the gold bag was ruined. Anyway, I'll play the recordings. So I'm really so tired. I'll just find the text message. DC Camar. This is the text message from DC Camar. Good morning, Bryony. Please, can you call me? This is in relation to Darren Webb, who we currently have in police custody. Kind regards, DC Camar, EASTBOURNE, CID, Sussex Police. That was on the 29th of August at 7:48 in the morning. So I've still got that text message. Because this is not fair on me. Ebun is abusing my trust. Obviously, I want to give her back the keys that, I want to get my stuff, obviously, and give Ebun back her keys. But, this is abuse, this is. So, I think it'd be best if I wasn't here. Is that enough of it? Just find the recording of Just fed up with it all. I mean, DC Camar is now Sergeant Camar. He was meant to investigate. So I just find those voice messages. I need GP referral. Right, so this is DC Camar.
Messages. New messages. I don't know if it's this is I no longer working outside and I'm in contact.
It's terrible. I can't hear it. Let's see if the conversation I had with him comes out. Hello, it's Bryony McCarthy speaking. I left. No, I'm not doing okay. I've left a lot of voice messages over a long period of time because I'm not getting the support. I've left voice messages for Karen, the Care-Co-Ordinator.
Yeah, sure.
I've been on the phone to the domestic abuse helpline many times. I'm not getting any support from anyone with this, and I'm in a great deal of distress because the lady whose flat that you visited me in, whose flat I was squatting in for 3 months, I've only just I need help. I'm my anxiety. I can't cope with it. She left me. I've only just received a note from last month saying that she will dispose of my items, and I just can't. I need help to deal with this.
I'm no longer in the department I used to work in. I have moved on to another department, so I have no access to anything. All I can suggest is, so you got your property still at the old address, yeah? And where are you living at the moment?
Well, I'm angry because I didn't let Darren know which address I'm at, which was my choice. I didn't want to let him or Ebun know. That was just my choice.
Yeah, sure.
But
yeah.
All I
can I suggest that in terms of being support, who's your key worker?
Karen is her name. Karen, she works for South Down. I've left voice messages for her. And the thing is, I've tried to explain to Ebun when she walked through the door and she found a stranger in her home. I told her how Darren had treated me. I told her that he'd been arrested, but she didn't. It's like I haven't,
That's right. Yeah. Just that you keep contacting your key worker and see if they can help you out, okay?
Yeah, I have.
Because I'm not a department lawyer, so I don't have any access to your files or anything.
The thing is, I can't ring 101 anymore. They treat me. I've had unknown numbers ringing me at all hours, and I reported that, and I recorded them. 101 call handlers continue to discriminate me. They hang up on me. They are abusing me. They've gone against their own letter of apology from the Professional Standards Department. They've put a vulnerable woman at risk. Eastbourne police have put me through torture along with Darren. What they've put me through over the past 6 years. When I went up to Beachy Head suicidal, they beat me and assaulted me. They've arrested me so many times, knowing that Darren has emotionally abused me, and I need help with this because I can't go on anymore with what this council, what they have put me through over the past 6 years since I've been with Darren. I can't see the wood through the trees anymore. Darren has been emotionally abusive, but it's only now that I've managed to see what he's been doing. But because of what the council and the corruption with the council and the police, I'm on my own with it, and I'm not getting any support. I'm very close to, I can't hold this in anymore. Karen.
Have you seen your doctor about it?
Yes, Karen, the Care-Co-Ordinator. She's the woman, along with my crucial witness who witnessed me, Juliet, who witnessed me being attacked in my council accommodation when the police were arresting me. It was Juliet. She's a witness for my local government ombudsman claim. She's the one who said that Darren was abusing me over a set of keys, and he said he'd get the keys cut, but he was being abusive and controlling in Ebun'S flat over a set of keys.
Okay, how would you keep trying to get hold of your key worker and let me know how you get on? Give me the next 2 days, okay?
Okay, I'll try and get hold of her, but
look after yourself.
All right, yeah, thanks. Bye. So that was the 11th.
Yeah, well, he couldn't wait to get off the phone, could he?
That was the 11th of January at 2:00 this year. He left Eastbourne CID. He went from DC Camar to Sergeant Camar, and I never spoke to him again. So he threw it, as you can hear, he's throwing it back in the lap of Karen the Care-Co-Ordinator. And this is what Karen the Care-Co-Ordinator said, because I've had enough of it. I've had enough of all of it. Let me see if I can find that voice message, because I'm literally at the end of it.
Karen, it's Bryony speaking.
No, that's not it. Where's the voice message where she's saying to me that Ebun'S got her neighbours to dispose of my things? You can really... I just feel like telling everyone to go to hell. Where is it? Can't find it. Wait a minute. This has got another, and also. No, that's not it. Look, I just had a text. I have washed my hands of adult social care. Wait a minute, let me just find welfare checklist here. No, I know it's a bit. I don't know.
We don't.
I can't even find it. I'm trying to find the voice message from.
Okay.
Well, don't. Trying to find voice message. Voice message for Karen. Where is it? I can't find it. Voice message from Karen.
About some of the stuff that's gone.
Here it is. This is Karen, the Care-Co-Ordinator, saying that Ebun has got the neighbours to dispose of my things. These were her peculiar neighbours who made a complaint to me, or a complaint about a slight, very, very slight wearing of a fan, a bedside fan, which I live streamed. And in the live stream, you can't even hear the fan right up close, but they could hear the very, very bizarre. And they would have reported it as a noise nuisance. Unbelievable. So these are the neighbours that Karen says Ebun has got to dispose of my things. I had a letter from her threatening to dispose of my things. And I've got valuables in those things and a gift I made for Ebun. And I just like saying, fuck it all to hell and absolutely killing myself. I've made a gift in the same way that I made that thank you gift for Steve Churchill. I made one for Ebun, which I hadn't quite finished. And I've got some valuables in her flat. And she told me not to worry. I've kept the text message from Juliet saying that I should have Darren prosecuted. See, this is how people are treating me. Darren, Ebun, and Steve Churchill, who said he was praying for me. And then I played that recording of the licensee threatening to beat me up. And he said, your life is not in danger. And he hung up on me and I burst into tears. Yeah, Darren, Steve Churchill and Ebun are abusing me. This is the voice message from Karen, because I've really washed my hands of everything.
Save messages. Morning, Bryony. It's Karen, the Care-Co-Ordinator. I've just had her on the phone and she would rather that you weren't there to pick up the property. I know we were talking yesterday about some of the stuff that's gone. Neighbour and her neighbour, but it was stuff that was left by her ex-tenant to get somewhere or moved it away or disposed of it. I'm not 100% sure. Evan can't get hold of the neighbour at the moment. So there isn't as much stuff there as there was. I'm not sure what will get resolved with that at the moment. But Evan would like her to be back. So I'm wondering if I can talk to you, pick up the key, and then I'm going to pick up the property and put it into your house. Failing that, what we did phone in and then get those delivered to you, and I haven't got to be involved at all. And maybe you could just pop the keys in the post or just pop them through the letterbox, and then hopefully we can draw a line under that relationship. So yeah, let me know what you would like to do. I'm going into a meeting at 11. I will probably be there until just after 12. But yes, I've got a very busy week this week, so ideally it would need to be done kind of this afternoon. But yeah, let's see what happens. Give me a call and let me know what you'd like to do, or send me a text. Okay, thank you, bye. This message from 07.
Right, so basically that is Karen, the care coordinator, saying, firstly, she's saying Ebun wouldn't like me to be there to pick up my things because there are several contradictions here. Then she says that she can't get hold of the neighbours because who have cleared some of my things, my possessions, which doesn't make sense because all of my possessions in Ebun'S flat were left in Ebun'S flat. So what is Ebun playing at when she has said in a letter that was left at reception here by Darren, threatening to dispose of my things, and I didn't get that letter for a whole month, and because I'm so crippled by anxiety, I've needed support from this care coordinator who got me in here, back in an accommodation that I was in 6 years ago. So in that recording, she has said, Ebun doesn't want me there. Contradiction number 1. Contradiction number 2, not making any sense, saying that she's got the neighbours have disposed of my things, but she can't get hold of them because they're not there. What have the neighbours got to do with the disposal of my things? Because my things were in Ebun'S flat. Are people just trying to put as much stress on me as possible? And then all Karen says is basically, I hope to hear from you later today. I'm going to be busy and whatnot. And there we go. Bye-bye. So there we go. Some of your things have been disposed of, but there we go. Never mind. Bye. Karen, I was on the phone to Karen when Darren got these keys cut for me. These are Ebun'S keys. I've still got the text messages from a troll called Helen James who trolled me at that time, where I live streamed everything that I was documenting, because I said that Jeanette Archer, the victim of satanic ritual abuse, is brave. And out of the blue, my mobile number was taken by all these people. And Dan from Police Abusing Powers, all his trolls, which I've been documenting this, because yesterday I had a 7-hour conversation with his ex-friend who took my mobile number, and I made allowances for that. But it's amazing how there were 365 views for that video. Tina Che from the Independent Advice Network and Dan from Police Abusing Powers, all these people who falsely offered me help. In a hotel I self-funded for 9 months for my safety because I was being attacked in council accommodation. Do you want a refresher of this? Because Darren's friend Steve Churchill at the food bank, who I made this gift for, this thank you gift, he said I live streamed my phone call to the food bank and he said he was praying for me, and then I played him this recording and said my life is in danger, and he said no it's not. He hung up on me. I said that Juliet said he shouldn't be saying things like I'm playing Darren. This was the recording I played him at 3 o'clock in the morning. By the way, Nikki Jackson, I'm not being funny, but why did you want the date? Why did you want the specific date of this recording that I played? I know you've got your siblings are in the police force, but why did you want the date for that? Because Nikki Jackson is Dan from Police Abusing Powers. His friend Nikki Jackson. I want to know where I stand here. Are you going to report your friend for harassing me and trolling me from the Police Abusing Powers community? This was the criminal on a tag who threatened to beat me senseless at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Because I'll swear that I will come up there and I'll beat you senseless. Dirty little bitch. I'll beat your Dory. Brian, I'm not fucking joking. I'm not fucking joking. I've had enough of this. Police, please.
That's my 999 call. And then 3 hours later, at 6 a.m., the investigating officer turned up to arrest me. Took me on a fraud over a beating on Beachy Head. They kept assaulting me. Sergeant Simmons told me to purchase this, and then he arrested me for doing so. So, if my sisters are watching this, and my second cousin, because you're going to get this. Karen the Care-Co-Ordinator, who works for Southdown Housing. I was on the phone to her trying to get help. Darren said, he whispered, I'm going to go and get the keys cut. And he got these keys cut. These keys belong to Ebun. Ebun wants her keys back. This key also belongs to Ebun. Darren was not meant to know where I live, but they didn't look on CCTV. I'm meant to be on a welfare list here, which is bollocks. I had a letter over a month old where Ebun is threatening to dispose of my things. Ebun told me not to worry. She walked in from her homeland, Nigeria, to come into her flat to find a stranger there. And she said, don't worry about it. Initially, she said, I thought you were only meant to be here for a few nights. And I said, I thought Darren was meant to tell you that I'd been staying here. She told me not to worry. I told her that DC Camar had Darren in custody and then came to visit me because he assaulted me over these keys. Karen, I might even have that phone recording of Karen on my laptop because I've recorded so many conversations. Karen said something wasn't right when I said, Darren's now decided to get keys cut for me. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. So, but after that, we had an argument and he hid the keys from me. He hid these keys, Ebun'S keys, that he had cut for me. He hid them from me. And we had a fight. And he assaulted me. But Darren has always got his mum and dad on the end of a phone. I don't have a mum and a dad. I'm told to get over my mother's death. And last Friday, I was given a damn good beating on Beachy Head. I went to strip myself naked because the last time they did that to me, suicidal, and I still don't know how my father died. But I'm not able to deal with my sisters, and I've explained why. This is all coming out now. This is all coming out. Because Ebun said to me, I said, you need to speak to Juliet, because Juliet was the one who said something's not right about Darren being possessive over a set of keys when he's got a flat to go to. Darren had a flat to go to. Darren had a flat to go to, and he was being possessive. One time, I was locked out of Ebun'S flat. Yet he had a flat to go to, and I was staying in Ebun'S flat. And Juliet said, I don't understand why Darren has got a flat to go to, and yet he is being possessive over you staying in Ebun'S flat. That voice message from Karen is not making any sense. Ebun never said anything to me about having another tenant there or anything like that. All my stuff was in Ebun'S flat. If she has disposed of anything of mine, and she's a lawyer, because she should know. 3 months I was staying in her flat. 3 months. I've put my trust in Darren, Ebun, and Steve. And if being a Christian means anything, because all 3 of them are Christians. Anyway, so there we go. I've got valuables in those possessions, Ebun. You know about my YouTube channel. I've got a text message still from you saying we all know about Juliet's cancer. You don't know Juliet. I'm still getting to know her. And I don't know you, Ebun, but you didn't want to speak to her. Juliet said you rang her twice. And Juliet was the one who flagged up that something wasn't right. She said, Bridie, something's not right about Darren and the keys. Right? And this is a text message from Juliet where she has said, because I'm fed up with all of this. Hi, Bryony. Sorry to hear how you're feeling. Please link up to the domestic abuse helplines. I've spent hours on the phone to all of these lines. There are a few I know of. You could actually prosecute Darren for coercive control and emotional abuse. And that was on the 2nd of January at 3:00. And I live streamed my phone call to Ebun because I'm so disgusted, because she sent me a letter threatening to get rid of my things. She told me not to worry about it. Then she started turning funny, like they all do. And it's Juliet who said something wasn't right about his controlling behaviour over the keys. And she texts me to say I should have Darren prosecuted. Do you understand now how much I'm at the end of it? At the end. At the end. So much for this, eh? This that counteracts. What the police did to me on Beachy Head. I rang Juliet last week. My hands and arms were in pain because of what PC McCarthy did to me. That thug grabbing me and saying, "Intel say you want to take us off the cliffs with you." I was stripping myself naked in distress. I stripped my top half naked to show that they can no longer humiliate me because they did it last time. And on the 7th of October 2021, I went to the police desk to say that I would be returning with Juliet, my lady witness, because I'd been attacked for the last time in my accommodation. My father was still alive at this point. They put me through 24 hours of non-stop fraudulent torture and threat of prison, and again released me onto the street. I wasn't in my pyjamas this time, though. Slandered me in the Herald over a Beachy Head welfare check. Do you want to see my ruined clothes and trainers? They've done this to it. That vile creature was on a criminal tag. The police wouldn't lay a finger on any of them. And to my sisters and my cousin, go and have a look on my Facebook wall. I'll put a link in the description. So you can see what the last licensee did to me. Blood left on my door. I got my laptop and filmed it, and the police did nothing. But they arrested me for doing what the sergeant told me to do, which was to purchase a dictaphone to record antisocial behaviour. And then I could have sued them. The number of times I could have sued them. Do you understand now? I'm at the end of it.